Hello New Zealand, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our weekend weather update. And the big southerly, well, it's only just starting to arrive. In fact, it really kicks off this Sunday and early next week as high pressure starts to build and we get a big southerly flow straight off the Southern Ocean. So the temperatures are really going to drop in the days ahead. So let's have a look and see what's going on. There is a southerly moving up the country at the moment, but actually it only starts around about this point. So the one that's coming in on Sunday and Monday starts well off the screen. So this one's a more localized southerly. More snow on the mountains over the next 12 hours, 24 hours or so. And in the north, the westerlies about to turn southwest, and that will be the start of the colder change coming in for the weekend. So let's take a look at the accumulation. So here is the rainfall. Now you don't have to really focus too much on the numbers. It's more about looking at the areas with pink shading. That is where we're getting up to around 50, 60 millimeters of rain. So you can see quite clearly the very western coastline of the North Island pulling in towards National Park and also Eastern Bay of Plenty, most at risk. Isolated thunderstorms, isolated hail in there as well. And in the South Island, most of that dark blue, just a millimetre or so. So really very dry along eastern areas. And this is the snow map. And again, you don't really have to focus too much on the numbers, but the pink areas are getting up around that 50 to 75 centimetre range right up in the mountains. So hopefully not causing too much of a problem. Let's have a look now at Saturday. This is how it's shaping up. The dark blue cold line, well, that is going all the way up to the Bay of Islands. So it'll be a colder Saturday for most of the North Island and all of the South Island, although the winds are turning a little more westerly just briefly in the south. Later on Saturday, that's ahead of the main southerly that comes in on Sunday. Fairly dry in western areas, just a few showers lingering around. On Sunday, well, here comes the southerly. So that big high over Australia starting to stretch north and south. The big southerly comes all the way up and over the country. So we're going to get another burst of colder air arriving probably later into Sunday and in towards Monday. The temperatures drop. There are snow flurries around the mountains and ranges and down to maybe just a couple of hundred meters for a time. Monday looks equally as cold, and look at the east coast. Windy, wet, wintry as this big south to southeast wind flow comes straight in off the Southern Ocean. So very cold on Monday. Right along the eastern coastline, Dunedin, Christchurch, Wellington, and up towards Masterton, Hastings, Napier, Wairoa, Gisborne. I probably missed out a couple, but you're all getting that colder change, especially the North Island, which juts further out to the east, and that dark blue cold line goes right up to Auckland still. So it is another cold day on Monday. But here is the good news. We get to Tuesday, it's still cold around Auckland, but the southerly is starting to ease, high pressure is starting to build, and once we get to Wednesday, takes all the way to Wednesday, but once we get to Wednesday, the high is in charge, and the showers and that dark blue line, it's all disappeared off the map. So Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are all going to get pretty cold. Wednesday, it'll start to improve, and by the way, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in the South Island, that's frost territory. We're talking about -3 to -8 around Otago and through the mountains. So pretty frosty stuff, but it may not be quite so frosty in the north due to the wind blowing around and a bit of cloud around that eastern side. So there we go. A cold weekend ahead, a colder start to next week, but then most of next week dominated by high pressure as we kick off the month of June and also the start of winter on the meteorological calendar. That is all from me. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you again on Monday.